What's up guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Build Tuning Racing series that I've started. Back in the Mazda MX5, as you can see here. I haven't put a paint on it yet, we'll do that last. And in the last episode we built this up to spec and added all the parts on it. If you've missed that episode, I'll put an annotation on screen now, so just click on that and that'll take you to the build section where you can build this, and then you can follow this part of the tuning guide. In this one we're going to be covering gears. Gears is usually the first thing that I tune and mess about with before I even touch the handling. I like to try and get the gears where I want to. I don't want to be changing gear mid-corner because that usually unsettles the car quite a bit. And yeah, so we'll have a look at the gear setups now. As you can see, everything's stock on here. So if we go to the gearing, you see there that the standard gear ratios on that aren't the best. It's got 6 gears, but on the graph we can only see 5, so I'm going to guess you're going to need to do at least 160 before you get into 6th gear, which is something we're not going to achieve on this track. So that needs to be changed straight away. Before we do that, I just want to have a look, and from the line acceleration in 1st gear, I want to see what happens to the gear. So you can see we accelerate, a bit of wheel spin on full throttle, and then it drops. And then we've got quite a long rise before we get to the red line and we need to change again. So we'll put ourselves back on the line, and this time we'll go on the gear ratio, and what we'll do is we'll shorten the 1st gear ratio slightly, just before the 3rd line, just about there. I usually find on most cars that if you go 1st gear up to the 3rd line, which is where the end of the white line on the 1st gear is, that usually works out. Sometimes you might have to put a bit more on or a bit less depending on where you want to go. 2nd gear at the moment, what we'll do is we'll just shorten that as well. You can do this using the final drive, but I prefer to do it gear by gear, and then just try and keep an even space in between the gears, so you don't have one that's super long and you don't have one that's really short. So on the last one, there you go. So you can see now, you see all 6 gears on the graph, and we'll have a little run round and see how that affects the car. So we've still got the wheel spin off the line again. It drops down, but then we can change into 2nd a lot faster. And it also goes up to the gears a lot faster. Now in the first video we were having to take this in 1st gear, this corner, because the ratios, in this one you can see we're in 2nd. So at the moment we're not having any issues, just reaching the red line as we get to that, so we don't need to change that one. That seems okay. 3rd gear, up into 4th, off the gas, and then back on the gas in 4th. Quickly into 5th. Down to 3rd, back up into 4th, braking off the gas slightly for this corner, back on the gas again, up the hill, down 2 gears, through the corkscrew, hitting the red line there in 2nd as we was coming out of the corkscrew, so we might need to address that. Down a gear for this corner, back on the gas. Second gear for this corner. On the throttle. And over the line. So we had a few points on that. We had a few points where we were in the red line coming out of corners and red banging, so we might want to address that. And also 4th gear as well was down in the bottom of the revs, and we're just coming out a few corners, so it's either we need to change the gear ratio or just change where we what gear we take that corner in. This one was taken it in 4th before, so if we leave it in 3rd, seems to be a bit better. We only really get, well, I think we get to 5th gear once, which is this bit here. So we're not using 6 gear, we're only really using like 4 and a bit gears. So we can either shorten the gear ratio and use all 6, which means a lot more gear changes, so you're going to lose a bit of time between when you do change gear, or we can just leave it as it is with using the 4 gears. Have a look at the telemetry on screen now as well, and what sort of power and torque we're putting out as we're coming out of different parts of different corners. Try that a bit there. And there. So you can see you get the most horsepower around the 7,000 RPM range. Let's have a look at the torque. Yeah, so we get more torque at the lower end. So we've got a choice to make. What we can do, we'll just reset this. What we can do, we get more torque at the lower rev range and more horsepower at the top end. So to help that, what we can do is second gear. We're having a few issues, so what we'll do is we'll extend first slightly, just over that line. Second gear, we'll extend that slightly as well, and then third gear, we'll just drop that down a little bit. Same for fourth gear, same for fifth, and same for sixth. So we'll apply that. We'll give that a run round and see how that affects the car. So we've got a little bit less wheel spin off the line now, but extended first gear a little bit. So as we come out of this corner now, we'll lower down the rev range, which is going to give us more torque, which is more acceleration. And we'll lower down in third gear as well there, so we'll get a bit more torque out of that force. See the torque starts to drop off there. Now into fifth gear for quite a while. Down into third. Are we going to touch fifth around this corner? No, I don't think we will. Just slightly brake. That gives us a bit of torque going up the hill. Into fifth for this, so we need to drop down to 3 gears now instead of 2. We've extended second slightly as well, so we're not rev banging as we come out of that corner, so that's, that seems to have sorted that out as well. Should have been forced as I entered that corner. Onto the final one in second gear. So we'll do a hot lap now, and we did a 137 I think it was before, so we'll see if we've made the car any better. Hopefully we haven't made it any worse. So we'll do a lap now, and we'll see what sort of time we get just by changing the gear ratios. If I do stay quiet, it's because I'm trying to concentrate and get a realistic lap time. So if you get any pauses, I do apologise. Could have took that corner a little bit better. Hopefully haven't lost too much time there. Getting to force that corner this time. car still feels really easy to drive, really nice, not out of control anywhere, so we haven't made it worse handling wise. So hopefully we haven't lost any time, and hopefully we might have gained a bit of time. It's going to be close. It's pretty much exactly the same time as it was before. I think we got 37.9 as last time, so at the moment we don't seem to have made any difference whatsoever. But that's usually what I do. It feels a bit more comfortable for me to drive using this sort of gears. I've got a bit more control. I'm obviously changing gear a lot more because I've lowered gear ratios. But it suits my driving style a little bit more and how I like to drive the car. So you might want to give it a whirl, see what sort of gear ratios you come up with. Leave me any suggestions in the comments below. I will read them and I'll give them a whirl and give you some feedback and let you know how I found it. So that's pretty much the gearing. I'm happy with them gearing, to be honest. We haven't lost any time, we haven't gained a great deal either, but I did mess up one corner up slightly, so I might have lost a bit of time there. So hopefully it's more down to my driving rather than the setup of the car. So I would be really interested to hear what you guys do with your gearing. I know some of you don't have a tendency to change the gearing much or just move the final drive ratio, but I find it does help quite a lot if you do each individual gear. But like I say, leave me some comments below, give me your thoughts, your impressions, your ideas, and I'm more than happy to give them a whirl, give them a try out. So 37.9. So see, the car's pretty consistent anyway. With a bit of practice and a bit more concentration from me, I could probably drop that down by half second or so. And of course, once the tyres are warmed up as well, it'll be a little bit better. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the gear ratios. I'm going to cover these videos bit by bit, like I say, rather than make a 4-hour long video for you guys to watch and fall asleep to. I'll do it in bite-sized chunks so you can follow each one individually and step by step, and just reference whichever one you want to do. So for the gearing part, guys, that pretty much brings this to a close. If you enjoyed this, as I said, leave me some comments or hit that big thumbs up in the like button below. Give me your ideas, how you do your gears, what I could do differently, and give it a whirl, and I'm more than happy to try it out for you. So yeah, guys, follow this. Stay tuned for the next episode as well, where I'll probably be doing suspension, the spring settings. So yeah, that's usually the next thing that I tune. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'll see you all soon.